name is Lisa Keegan, and this week is all about traditional childhood snacks. And some of my customers who are from New Zealand said that they, as kids, remember condensed milk cookies. Now, I am not a Kiwi, but I did find a recipe, and I thought this is a great one to be able to share with you how we can actually input our own recipes onto Cookie Doo 3.0 on a TM6 and then have it displayed on the screen. So I don't know if you remember, but earlier in the week I did the melting moments and I converted them straight off from Recipe Community. So it didn't actually give me the functionality of the built-in scales with the steps and things like that. This one I've actually typed in, and so therefore you're going to see the difference. So come along today and I'll show you how this is made. So we're going into the bowl today. Start cooking. First things first, I think, is preheat the oven. Now, where's our thing? Preheat oven to 180 degrees. Next. So now you can see we've got some underlying text. It says add to the bowl 125 grams of butter, 50 grams of sugar, 60 grams of condensed milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to click on my underline vanilla, what was that? I pushed on the butter and you can see the scales come up, but it also on one side has the scales and on the other side has the ingredients for us. So a bit like the other one did, however, we can break it down step by step even further if we want. So 125 grams of butter, in it goes. Let's put this in. Nearly there. That was a big chunk. Probably could have cut that one down. That'll do. Then we need some sugar. So if you wanted to break this down even further, you could have one step at a time. One that says add 125 grams of butter. Next step, then the sugar, things like that. So you can actually break this down into smaller steps if that's what you prefer, which I probably should have done for my brain. But anyway, we'll just work with what we've got today. 50 grams of sugar. I've just got raw sugar. You could use... Naturally, don't try and use monk fruit. Those of you who follow along who use alternative sugars, I find that monk fruit in biscuits doesn't work. They don't hold. There's something about its properties. It doesn't hold the biscuit. You end up with a big tray biscuit instead of little biscuits. So don't try that. Condensed milk. Now, part of the reason I also did this is I had condensed milk left in the fridge from a couple of weeks ago when I made it. So you can make your own condensed milk in the Thermomix. You don't have to dash out to the shops to get one. And it's milk powder, butter, sugar. I think there might even be water in there. That's it. Like, how simple is that? So I am going to use that today. Just hit the tear button back to 0, and we've got, now you'll see it's thickened considerably in my fridge. It has been neglected in the back there. We want 80 grams. Look at that. It looks like ice cream. That's all right. It'll still be amazing if I can get it off the spatula. So 80 grams of condensed milk. That's also why we probably don't have so much sweetener in this one. You know, a lot of times your biscuits are nearly equal amount butter to sweeten it, and in this one we don't because we've got that condensed milk in there as well. So, nearly there. Now this recipe traditionally has chocolate chips. I'm going to, because it's got so much sugar already, I'm going to actually use sultanas. So either or will work. I was going to try and scrape a little bit more. I'm on the end of the vanilla and I keep saying I've got to make some more, but I keep just a little bit more. Come on, you can get a little bit more out. And then we're going to mix this. Just get that off the bowl. I don't think I'll be able to use that ever again. I think it's done. That's done. All right. Now let's close that down. And now we go next. And you can see again, the steps are underlined. They're broken down into the steps. So now I can put my lid on, click the green line, and this is my favorite. I don't have to remember. It's preset 30 seconds, and it says turn speed selected to speed 5. So you don't have to remember it. You remember back on those other bickies, we had to go, oh, what was it told me on the last screen? This time we don't. So up to speed 5 and give it 30 seconds. It's nearly done. I'll leave it. Obviously in your kitchen, that's your time to put your ingredients away, and you know, and it's amazing what you can get done in 30 seconds, right? So in essence, we've creamed that. We've creamed it together. So there you go, look at that. 30 seconds creaming. How cool is that? I've got to say my butter was slightly, it had been out of the fridge for a little while, so it wasn't cold. I reckon I'm going to skip the next step, which is to scrape the sides and do it again. But that's because my butter was kind of out of the fridge for a little while beforehand as I set up. So I'm going to skip this next blend to cream it further. It's up to you whether you do it or don't, okay? Because mine was warm, it's creamed quicker, you might need to do this next step where you're actually scraping the sides and doing it again. Now we're going into some plain flour. This week is not about gluten-free, okay? Sorry those of you who are gluten-free. This is not one that you can do gluten-free. It doesn't hold well enough. So we need 120 grams of flour. In it goes. I promise I'll be back to GF again next week. And then we have some rolled oats, and we have, what does that say? It's too far for me to see today. It's glary. 45 grams of rolled oats. So not much rolled oats at all. Tear that back. There we go. And you know what? If you didn't have rolled oats, I reckon coconut would be yummy in here. I reckon that'd be a really nice addition. Surprised it doesn't have coconut in it, actually. Hope I didn't skip it out of the recipe. Anyway, that's okay. We'll just keep going and hope it works well. And then some baking powder, which is your kind of your rising agent in there. Not that they rise much, but 1 teaspoon. All right, next. On with the lid, and we're going to blend it 30-second speed 5 again. And we're nearly done. This is it then. So then you need a tray, because we're going to roll them out onto a tray. So make some space. Oh, we need to add sultanas. Hang tight. Forgot the sultanas. I'm going to cheat. 5 seconds to go and add in. I actually was cheating. I don't know if you could hear me over the top of my machine. I know sometimes you can't. The next step tells us to stir through with a spatula, I think, your sultanas. And I'm not going to. I just chucked them in at the end. Those of you who've been watching along for a while know that I do that on things like hot cross buns too, where it says to stir in with a spatula at the end and just put them in on the last step. You sometimes sacrifice a few, but it's worthwhile, I promise. So you can see there's a bit of flour up the side because I didn't do the scraping down earlier. If you want to incorporate that in, by all means, give it a stir in. And then all we're going to do is roll it into 1 tablespoon balls, and it goes on your mat. So it is a little bit of a sticky mix. Looking at that, as I said though, my butter was warm. And then onto the thing like that. Now I'm just trying to see, press with a fork. So a bit like our melting moments. I'm not sure, I do have a fork. I'll be able to show you how to press it with a fork. If this is too sticky, okay, a little bit of troubleshooting. What runs through my mind is I would be putting it in the fridge for a couple of minutes. If this is too sticky to work with, oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let me just show you. I've got my rose gold tray. Then in the fridge with this mix, that'll let that butter firm up. 5-10 minutes, it won't take long, and then you'll be able to easily enough roll it. But you can see it's tacky, but it's not so tacky that I can't roll with it. It's actually doing fairly okay. So then these are going in the oven, the 180-degree oven, and they're going in for 15 minutes before you then cool and enjoy. So there you go. I will just show you how to press these ones. If this starts sticking, flour it. I'll just get some flour on there and just flour on top like that. So a nice little press down. Now these bickies don't get joined like a melting moment. They are enjoyed singly as a beautiful biscuit with tea or coffee. So there you go. That is how you make condensed milk biscuits in your Thermomix really quickly and simply. You can see how easy it is to cream your butter and sugar in a Thermomix. How less a mess there is as well when you're using your Thermomix and everything's done in weights, because you can actually shake it straight out of your container into your Thermomix. So I'm going to get these in the oven. You'll see a picture at the end. Let me know if you've got any questions along the way or anything I can help you with regarding your Thermomix or getting a TM6 on your bench. It is coming with some really nice bonuses this month, so do reach out if I can help you, support you to get one, and then most importantly, get inspired to get more and more out of it so that you don't have to spend as much money at the grocery store on groceries, because you can whip them up from pantry ingredients in your pantry. So otherwise, guys, take care. I hope you're enjoying this series. Do share it with your friends and family. Tell them about the videos. Put them on YouTube. Tell them to go check it out, or on Facebook. I share them over there as well. And let me know if I can support you with anything. But take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.